You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
President Biden is really trying to hammer home that voters, he wants voters to save democracy, save it from the lies, save it from violence. Weeks after reassuring talk about America's economy and inflation, Joe Biden today, his message got a little bit darker, a little bit more urgent, warning in the final days of the midterm election that democracy itself is under threat. Democracy itself is under threat. And the president says that former President Trump, his election denying lies, and the violence that have been inspired because of those lies are something that we really need to be paying attention to in these last days before the midterm. Pointing in particular to this attack that happened over the weekend on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, 82 years old. Attacked by a Trump supporter. They broke into the Pelosi house. And his lies, Trump's lies, false claims about a stolen election have fueled the dangerous rise of political violence and attempts at voter intimidation for the past 2 years, since he got his clock cleaned by Joe Biden. Dumb Donald is mad because he got beat by slow Joe Biden. And you know, he should feel a certain kind of way, but he should turn that inwardly. He should feel bad himself. Trump's, you the one that lost. Dumb Donald, you the one that lost to slow Joe. We are 6 days before the midterm elections. 6 days. 6 days. The president said that as I stand here today, there are candidates running for every level of office in America, for governor, for Congress, for attorney general, for secretary of state, who won't commit to accepting the results of the elections that they are in. Let that sink. Let that marinate for a minute. There are many people running for several offices across this country who say if they don't win, then that means that the election is fixed. I mean, we wouldn't tolerate this from kids. We wouldn't tolerate this from adults in a football game. If I don't win the game, then that means that the refs are fixing the game. What are you talking about? If you lose, you lose. You win, you win. This is unprecedented. It is unlawful. It is definitely un-American. It's definitely un-American. There is problems with the Democrats, problems with the Republicans. Nobody is perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I'm not going to sit here and act like they are equal. Right? They're not equal. There is a economic contrast between the Democrats and the Republicans. These MAGA Republicans are the minority, but they are the driving force right now for Republicans. There's should be a lot of concern over political violence depending on where you live. There are threats to America's long tradition of hard-fought but peaceful and accurate elections. Republicans trying to succeed where they failed in 2020 by suppressing the rights of voters and subverting the electoral system itself. They're trying from all angles. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think that it's going to work. Barnabas James said, I tolerate what from Stacey Abrams and what from Hillary? What do I tolerate? What are you talking? Tell me more. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Barnabas, do you want to come on the show? Because you can come on here if you have, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd like to know. And feel free to join me on election night, because you're gonna be sad and crying and whining because the Republicans lost. I think that's what I think is going to be happening. I think you're going to be crying and whining like, the candidates that want to win lost. Oh, election denial. He said election denial. All right, got to correct you. Now, Stacey Abrams is not denying the result of the election. Now, Stacey Abrams did have some questions, and there's nothing wrong with having questions, right? There's nothing wrong with losing a close election, okay? DeSantis lost a close election, DeSantis won a close election, and, it's whatever. Stacey Abrams lost a close election. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, was feeling a certain kind of way, but she did not say that Trump's not the president. She did not say that he's, she had a certain kind of feeling. And there was a whole lot of Russian collusion and all that kind of stuff, but they weren't able to prove that it affected the election. People didn't like it. They moved on. They did not question the system itself. They did not say that Trump really wasn't the president. Like they did none of that. It's not the same. Just like when Republicans try to say now, oh, y'all want to talk about political violence when Steve Scalise got shot. No, when Steve Scalise got shot, Democrats and independents, they condemned it. It was a Bernie Sanders supporter. They condemned it. They weren't making jokes about, oh, that's why he got shot. No, they weren't. They were not doing that. We were not doing that. Republicans, on the other hand, are making fun of 82-year-old Nancy Pelosi's husband getting bashed in the head. This is like somebody's grandfather. Like, this is supposed to be the law and order party? What a joke. What a joke. What a joke. So this is days. So Biden is talking days after a man tried to kidnap Nancy Pelosi and severely injured her husband. Republicans making jokes about an 82-year-old guy. They got hit in the head with a hammer. Oh yes, these are the these are the Christians. That's not very Christian-like. The evangelicals, that's not very evangelical-like. Yes, the hypocrisy. Oh my God, it's blinding. It is blinding. Now, this is the first federal election since January 6, 2021. That insurrection? Yeah, this is the first federal election since then. Trump's attempts to overturn the will of the voters from the 2020 presidential election. Republicans, again, he led y'all to defeat after defeat in Georgia, and he's going to lead you to another defeat. Going to lead you again, and maybe Republicans will get the message. Maybe they won't. I don't care. Really, if y'all don't want to get the message and continue to have Trump, and then your party's going to splinter, that's on y'all, right? That's on y'all if that's what y'all want to do. I'm just telling you, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, of course, onfire-tv.com. We're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with more of the show after this.